You won't believe what just went down in the world of hip-hop royalty and reality TV drama, because this time, it's messier, juicier, and more unbelievable than ever. The internet is in a frenzy and fans are left reeling after explosive news rocked two worlds no one ever expected to collide. That's right, rapper Jim Jones and R&B sensation Ciara are at the center of a jaw-dropping baby scandal that has Chrissy Lampkin seeing red, and trust us, when Chrissy snaps, she snaps hard. Sources say cameras were rolling when Chrissy completely lost it, and what she did next. No one, and we mean no one, saw it coming. Allegations are flying. Tempers are boiling. And just when you thought reality TV couldn't get any more unhinged, this real-life drama is threatening to blow up not one, but two celebrity households. Betrayals. Secret meetups. A suspicious baby bump. And a confrontation so explosive. Insiders say production had to be stopped mid-scene. Is Jim Jones the father? How did Ciara get dragged into this mess? And will Chrissy walk away, or throw down once and for all? Stay tuned, because this is the scandal that's about to shake the culture to its core. It all started at a private industry mixer in Atlanta. A glitzy, invite-only affair meant for the biggest names in music, fashion, and reality television. The event was all about luxury, champagne, and cameras flashing. But no one expected that night to spark the most jaw-dropping scandal of the year. Jim Jones rolled in solo, dripping in diamonds, looking more like a mogul than a rapper. Chrissy Lampkin was noticeably absent, which immediately raised eyebrows. Whispers started flying. Was everything okay at home? Fans who caught the live stream noticed Jim looking distracted, constantly checking his phone, and mysteriously slipping away from the crowd every 20 minutes. Enter Ciara. Stunning, graceful, and glowing, literally. She floated into the venue wearing a silk emerald dress that hugged her curves in all the right places. Instantly, the room shifted. All eyes were on her. She hadn't made a public appearance like this in months. Rumors of her taking a break from the spotlight had made fans wonder what was going on in her personal life. And then she locked eyes with Jim Jones. They exchanged what looked like a harmless smile, but that one glance sparked an avalanche. What happened next? Insiders say Jim and Ciara were seen speaking in a quiet corner near the VIP lounge for almost 25 minutes. No cameras were allowed in that section, but multiple guests confirmed the tension was palpable. One guest claimed it wasn't just a "hey how are you" type conversation. It was intense. Close. Like they were catching up on something personal. By the time the event wrapped, Ciara left out the back door with security. Jim left just 10 minutes later, avoiding paparazzi altogether. And just like that, the rumors exploded online. Fans began piecing together cryptic posts from both Ciara and Jim's social media accounts over the past few months, strange quotes about betrayal, second chances, and secrets that can't stay buried forever. The real chaos erupted when Chrissy found out about the meeting. Word has it, she didn't hear it from Jim. She heard it from a friend who saw a fan's TikTok video showing Jim and Ciara walking closely behind a curtain at the event. According to a close source, Chrissy was livid. She stormed into their shared home in Miami demanding answers. Jim, trying to keep his cool, insisted it was all misunderstood, but Chrissy wasn't buying it. "Why are you even talking to her?" she shouted, reportedly flipping over a coffee table during the confrontation. "We're planning a wedding and you're having VIP heart-to-hearts with Ciara?" Jim defended himself. "I ran into her by accident. She just wanted to talk. Nothing happened. You trippin' for no reason." But Chrissy wasn't convinced. She stormed out of the house that night and moved into a hotel. Insiders say she refused to take Jim's calls for days. That's when fans started noticing something even more bizarre. Ciara's recent photos began to reveal a slight baby bump. And her captions? Cryptic as ever. One read, "Life comes at you fast, but blessings never miss their moment." That post sent the internet spiraling. Was Ciara pregnant? And if so, who was the father? The speculation reached a boiling point when the blogs started pushing unconfirmed reports that Ciara had told a close friend she was expecting, and the father was someone the world would never believe. Fans immediately jumped to conclusions, connecting the dots between the mixer, her glowing appearance, and Jim Jones' nervous behavior since the event. And then came the twist no one was prepared for. Chrissy, still fuming and needing answers, decided to confront Ciara directly. Production sources say Chrissy invited reality TV cameras to follow her for what was supposed to be a girls' trip to Los Angeles. But once she landed, her energy changed. She made a beeline for a private event where Ciara was scheduled to appear. And this was no ordinary run-in. Cameras were rolling when Chrissy stormed into the venue, wearing shades and fury, and approached Ciara without hesitation. The footage, though not yet aired, has reportedly left producers stunned. One insider shared, "Chrissy didn't come for a chat. She came for a war." And Ciara? She didn't back down. The two women stood face to face. Tension so thick, it silenced the room. Chrissy opened with fire. "Are you pregnant with my man's baby? Yes or no?" Ciara, calm but clearly shaken, responded with, "What happens in private should stay private, Chrissy. But since you're making it public, no, I'm not confirming anything to you." That answer? It was like pouring gasoline on a lit match. Chrissy lunged forward, and security had to intervene. Fans who caught a leaked snippet online say Chrissy was screaming, "You ruined everything. You homewrecker." Ciara held her ground, reportedly saying, "I'm not the one who walked away from loyalty. Look at your man before you look at me." From that point, the internet exploded. Hashtags like #JimCiaraBaby and #ChrisofCiara started trending. Memes flooded social media. Everyone wanted to know, was this real? Could Ciara really be having Jim's child? And how would this play out in the days to come? And then came the most chilling moment of all. Just as Chrissy was escorted out, she turned back and said something that caught onlookers off guard. "If it's true, I hope the baby looks nothing like him." And just like that, the fuse was lit for a drama that would unravel deeper, darker secrets than anyone expected. And the story? Oh, it was just getting started. And the story picked up right where it left off, with Chrissy's words echoing in everyone's ears. "If it's true, I hope the baby looks nothing like him." That single line ignited an emotional wildfire across fan circles, social media pages, and entertainment blogs. People couldn't stop talking. Was Chrissy hinting that she believed it was Jim's child? Or was it just the heat of the moment? Either way, that night, something changed. Chrissy wasn't just angry anymore. She was unraveling. Sources close to the couple revealed that Chrissy went completely silent after the incident. She blocked Jim's number, unfollowed Ciara, and even locked down her social media. The woman who once aired her every emotion on reality TV had gone dark, and that, more than anything, worried people. Her best friend, Emily B., reportedly flew out to check on her after Chrissy left a voicemail in tears saying, "I don't even know who I am anymore." Meanwhile, Jim Jones was spiraling in his own way. One day after the confrontation, he went live on Instagram, sipping from a red cup, clearly emotional, and repeatedly saying, "People believe what they want. But truth don't need a spotlight." Fans were split. Some defended him, claiming he was innocent and just being dragged into drama. Others demanded he take accountability. The comments section was a war zone. But nothing, absolutely nothing, could prepare fans for what Ciara did next. In a surprise move, she released a song snippet on her socials. Just a minute long, the track was titled, "Truth Hurts Softly." In it, Ciara sings, "Don't tell me lies and diamonds and chains slash when all you give me is heartbreak and names." The imagery was unmistakable. Fans immediately analyzed every lyric, claiming the song was her subtle way of confirming the pregnancy, and that Jim Jones was the father. The song went viral overnight. Trending across multiple platforms, the media frenzy it caused forced Ciara's team to issue a vague statement. They didn't deny the pregnancy. Instead, they wrote, "Ciara is focusing on her health, her family, and her music. We ask for privacy and positivity," but by then, the damage was done. The world believed the baby bombshell was real. Chrissy, back in Miami, saw the video and reportedly broke down sobbing. According to someone from her glam squad, she threw her phone across the room and screamed, "How could he embarrass me like this?" The betrayal was no longer a rumor. In her mind, it was a fact. And then, the plot thickened. An anonymous tip landed in the inbox of a major entertainment gossip site, claiming to have proof, actual messages between Jim and Ciara. Text messages, voice notes, even a hotel receipt. While the site didn't publish the full contents, they did post a screenshot that appeared to show Jim's name tied to a $3,000 hotel suite booked just one night after the Atlanta mixer. The guest listed? C. Harris, Ciara's legal surname. Fans went feral. It was too much to ignore. Blogs ran headlines like, "Proof Jim Jones spent night with Ciara," and "Chrissy caught in love triangle meltdown." Memes compared Chrissy's rage to scenes from classic reality TV fights. And yet, neither Jim nor Ciara responded directly to the leak. But it wasn't just the public who wanted answers. Chrissy's family got involved too. Her cousin, Lisa, who'd always been protective, went live from her kitchen, hair wrapped, voice shaky, and said, "I told her not to trust him again. I told her. He's been in these streets since the beginning. And now look. A whole baby? Ciara? Come on now." But even as the chaos swirled, something even more unexpected happened. Jim Jones showed up at Chrissy's hotel. Cameras were present. Yes, the reality TV crew caught everything. In the footage, Jim is seen knocking on Chrissy's door, holding a bouquet of white roses and looking exhausted, broken, scared. When Chrissy opened the door, her face was ice cold. Not a single tear, Just pure fury. You got a lot of nerve showing up here with flowers like this is a Hallmark movie, she snapped. I just want to talk, Jim said. Please. Just, give me 5 minutes. You had 9 years to talk, she hissed. But now you want to start acting right? When the whole world thinks you're about to be somebody else's baby daddy. Jim didn't deny it. He just looked at her, eyes watery, and said, I swear to you, Chrissy, it's not what it looks like. But Chrissy wasn't having it. Oh yeah? Then tell me what it is. Because I'm sitting here watching songs, leaks, receipts, and a woman walking around glowing like she's carrying royalty. And you want to talk? Then came the twist no one saw coming. Jim said, I was with her that night. Yeah. We talked. She was going through some stuff. We've known each other for years. It was emotional. But that baby? It ain't mine. Chrissy narrowed her eyes. And why should I believe you? Jim paused, then said, because I got the DNA test. Already. And it proves I'm not the father. What? The DNA test? How? Fans watching the clip went wild. Did that mean Ciara was pregnant by someone else? Was Jim telling the truth? And if he already had the test, why hadn't anyone heard about it until now? Chrissy didn't look convinced. You expect me to believe that? You had a DNA test without telling me anything? Jim nodded. I didn't want to make things worse. I just needed to know before coming to you. The scene ended with Chrissy slamming the door in his face. She yelled, Get out of here, Jim. We're done. And as the camera panned away, Jim was left standing in the hallway, gripping those white roses like a broken man. No confirmation. No denial. Just a storm of emotions and a million unanswered questions still swirling in the air, and that, Salu, is where the drama heats up even more, because what happens next will shake every truth they thought they knew. But just when everyone thought things had hit rock bottom, part 3 of this jaw-dropping saga kicked off with a curveball no one, not even the most seasoned gossip bloggers, saw coming. Because just 2 days after Jim Jones claimed he had a DNA test clearing him of being the father of Ciara's baby, Ciara herself fired back. And this time, she didn't use a cryptic song or a moody photo. No, she released a full-blown statement. Video on her Instagram, and it nearly broke the internet. In the 3-minute, black and white video, Ciara sat in front of a plain backdrop, makeup minimal, voice steady. I never wanted this to go public, she began. I never intended to hurt anyone. I was quiet out of respect. But since people are out here talking about DNA tests and calling me a liar, I have no choice. She took a deep breath and continued. I am pregnant. That's real. And yes, I spent time with Jim. And yes, there was a connection. A real one. And if he wants to deny it, that's on him. But I know what happened, and he knows too. Boom. The internet caught fire. Comments poured in by the thousands. Fans were screaming in all caps, accusing Jim of gaslighting, calling Ciara brave, and begging Chrissy to leave him once and for all. Others were skeptical. Some said Ciara was clout chasing. Some claimed the whole thing was a publicity stunt for her next album. But Ciara wasn't done. The biggest bomb came at the end of the video when she said, the DNA test? It wasn't for Jim. And that's all I'll say about that. For now. What did that mean? If the DNA test wasn't for Jim, was there another man involved? And if so, why was she staring so cold into the camera when she said it? Theories exploded. Fans started digging. And that's when they found a thread, a deep, suspicious connection between Ciara and another familiar name in the hip-hop scene, Juelz Santana. Yes, Juelz. Jim's longtime friend, collaborator, and Dipset brother. People found old backstage photos, studio sessions, even a resurfaced video from months ago where Ciara and Juelz were laughing together at a private after-party. Suddenly, a new narrative took shape. Maybe it wasn't Jim's baby. Maybe it was his boys. This new theory sent Chrissy into another tailspin. Insiders say she locked herself in her hotel room for over 24 hours and refused to come out. Her assistant reportedly had to bring food to the door and beg her to eat. One source claimed Chrissy was heard crying on the phone, saying, I'm the last to know everything. The last to be told. Why am I always the one left in the dark? Emily B. returned to Miami, this time with Love and Hip Hop's production team in tow. The cameras were rolling again, and this time, they wanted a confrontation. They wanted the truth. And they wanted ratings. So what did they do? They planned a surprise sit-down. The scene was set at a luxury rooftop lounge overlooking downtown Miami. Chrissy, dressed in all black, sat across from Jim, who looked like he hadn't slept in days. The producers had warned them to keep it civil. But that went out the window almost immediately. Chrissy started cold. So you lit. Again. And now there's another man involved? Jim looked confused. What are you even talking about? Chrissy pulled out her phone and played Ciara's video, turning the screen toward him. You tell me what this means. Jim sat silent for a few seconds, then finally muttered, I didn't know she was gonna do that. Of course you didn't. Chrissy snapped. You never know anything until it's all over the blogs. Then came the twist. I reached out to her, Chrissy said. I messaged Ciara directly. Jim's eyes widened. You what? I needed to hear it from her. I needed to know what the hell you're hiding from me. What happened next shocked even the producers. Chrissy pulled out her phone again and played a voice note. It was Ciara's voice. I didn't plan on things going this far. Jim was real. To me. We connected. But I didn't expect to feel the way I felt. And now that everything's out there, I owe you the truth. You were right. I'm pregnant. And it's not Jim's. Silenced. Jim stared at the table. Chrissy looked at him, almost disappointed. So you let me believe this whole mess, thinking you got another woman pregnant, when all along you weren't. Even the father? Jim whispered, I didn't know for sure. I thought, maybe. I didn't want to lie. You did lie, she said. You lied by letting me drown in your mess. But it wasn't over. Because that voice note had more. It continued, it's Joelsa's. We had a moment. It was wrong, but it happened. I'm sorry you had to find out this way. Chrissy froze. Her lips parted slightly. Jim didn't move. The revelation dropped like a nuclear bomb on their already broken relationship. Your boy, Chrissy whispered, more to herself than to Jim. Your own boy? The episode ended with Chrissy standing up, pushing the chair back slowly, and walking away. No tears, no yelling, just cold silence. The screen faded to black as producers scrambled behind her, and Jim just sat there, motionless. Social media went into full meltdown. Fans were stunned. Joel Santana's name trended for 2 straight days. His Instagram comments were flooded. He remained silent. No posts. No likes. Nothing. Radio silence. The big question now was, would Joel's come forward and confirm or deny the claims? Was Ciara telling the truth? And how would Jim deal with the fact that not only did he almost lose Chrissy over this scandal, but it was one of his closest friends who crossed the line, and for Chrissy? The world watched and waited. Would she walk away from Jim forever? Or was there still more drama, betrayal, and unfinished business waiting in the next chapter of this already unhinged saga? As the smoke of betrayal thickened, Part 4 erupted like a powder keg soaked in gasoline. Everything was now out in the open. Ciara had confirmed the pregnancy. Jim Jones was not the father. And the alleged real dad? None other than Joel's Santana, Jim's day one, dipset brother, the man who'd been by his side for decades. The betrayal wasn't just personal. It was legacy deep. Fans described it as watching a hip-hop empire crumble in real time. The streets were talking, and the internet was howling. But Joel's? He stayed silent. No posts. No press. No denials. And that silence? It screamed louder than any confirmation. People wanted answers. Blogs refreshed by the hour, waiting for a statement. Meanwhile, Jim Jones was spiraling. Paparazzi caught him pacing outside his Miami condo barefoot at 2 a.m., mumbling into the phone and visibly distressed. One fan who lived in the same building claimed they heard Jim yelling, I should have known. I should have seen this coming. Inside, Chrissy wasn't just hurt, she was humiliated. Sources close to her revealed that the final straw wasn't the affair, or even the baby scandal. It was the betrayal by someone who used to sit at her dinner table. Chrissy and Joel's had history, they were friends. She helped him patch things up with his own partner during rocky times. And now? He had crossed a line that couldn't be uncrossed. Emily B., trying to play peacemaker, begged Chrissy not to go nuclear. You're stronger than this, she said during a private lunch that was, of course, filmed for the show. But Chrissy wasn't interested in healing, not yet. Her energy was pure vengeance. She was done crying. She was ready to burn bridges. And that's exactly what she did. In a shocking twist, Chrissy called for a sit-down, not with Jim, not with Ciara, but with Joel's. Yes, the Joel's. And somehow, production made it happen. The scene was set at a secluded lounge in New York City. Chrissy walked in first, wearing a trench coat and no expression. Joel's arrived 5 minutes later, visibly nervous, chain tucked in, hat pulled low. What followed was one of the most tense, uncomfortable, and explosive confrontations reality TV has ever captured. Chrissy didn't waste time, so, she said, you slept with her. Joel's sighed. I didn't mean for it to happen like that. How does it accidentally happen? She snapped. Do you trip and fall into her? He rubbed his face. Me and her, we were talking about music, working on something. One night, she was vulnerable, I was drunk. Don't insult me, Chrissy cut in. Don't feed me that, it just happened, crap. You've known me for over a decade. I defended you when people dragged your name. And now you go and do this? Joel's looked up, guilt in his eyes. I'm sorry. You're sorry, she scoffed. You didn't just hurt me. You destroyed something between two brothers. Jim loved you. You were family. I know, Jewel said, almost whispering. Chrissy's voice cracked just a little. You broke something that can't be fixed, he nodded, ashamed. I didn't. No, she was pregnant. I swear. And if you did, she asked coldly, would you have told the truth? Or would you have let Jim go down for your mess? No answer. The silence was deafening. After a long pause, Chrissy stood up. You don't owe me anymore. But you owe him everything. The scene ended with Jewel sitting alone at the table, face in his hands. Producers blurred out a tear rolling down his cheek. Fans flooded the comments with disbelief. Was this the end of Dipset as we knew it? But while that moment was gripping, the real storm was still brewing. Because just 2 days later, Jim and Jewel's came face to face. And it wasn't pretty. A private meeting was arranged by mutual friends in a neutral space, a music studio they both used in Queens. Cameras weren't allowed inside. But word got out. A staff member at the studio leaked the entire confrontation to a blogger, who shared the audio online. And it went viral in under an hour. I end the clip. Jim's voice is filled with rage. How long, Jewel's? How long you been messing with her? Jewel's responds quietly. It was just one time. I swear. Jim snaps. Nah. See, I trusted you. I put you in my home, my life, my circle. And you threw that all away for what? A night? Then, a loud bang, a chair, thrown or kicked. No physical fight, but close. Voices yelling. A third man trying to calm them down. Jim again, you didn't just break the code. You burned it. Jewel's, I didn't mean to betray you, man. Jim, you betrayed me the second you looked at her like that. And the second she let you. The leaked audio ended with Jim storming out, saying, don't ever speak to me again. It was over. The brotherhood, the bond, the history, gone in one scandal. Meanwhile, Chrissy made her return to social media with a cryptic post, a picture of a phoenix rising from the ashes with the caption, reborn. Stronger. Alone. Fans flooded the comments with support. You deserve better. We're with you. Drop him, Queen. Ciara, on the other hand, went quiet again. After her explosive video and voice note leak, she stepped back from the spotlight. Insiders said she was focusing on her pregnancy, prepping for a private birth, and shutting out the noise. But her team dropped one final breadcrumb, a new documentary series in development, working title, Rebirth. Yes, Salut. Ciara might be turning this scandal into a redemption arc of her own. So where does that leave Jim? Heartbroken. Publicly. Embarrassed. And completely isolated. Friends say he's been avoiding industry events, skipping interviews, and drowning in studio sessions to distract himself. And Chrissy? She's already in talks for her own spin-off series. Working title? Loyal to a Lie. And the fans? They're here for every minute of it. But trust, it's not over yet. And just when it seemed like the dust had finally begun to settle, Part 5 ignited a fresh blaze that no one, not even the messiest fans, could have predicted. The story had already consumed the internet for weeks. Jim Jones, falsely suspected of fathering Ciara's child. Chrissy Lampkin, betrayed and broken but rising from the ashes. And Jewel Santana, exposed as the true father, his brotherhood with Jim left in ruins. Ciara had gone silent. Jim disappeared from the public eye. Jewel's was persona non grata. And Chrissy? Chrissy was busy crafting her comeback. But then came the real twist, a twist so wild, so unexpected, it made everything that came before feel like child's play. It started with an anonymous email sent to multiple gossip blogs. The message was short, blunt, no subject line. Just one sentence, you've all been played. Attached to the message was a video file titled thetruth.mp4. Within hours, the file was uploaded by a mid-tier blog brave enough to post it. And what viewers saw? It flipped the entire narrative on its head. The video, clearly filmed on a hidden camera, showed a dimly lit room, likely a hotel suite, with two figures talking in hushed voices. One was unmistakably Ciara. The other? To everyone's shock, Chrissy Lampkin. Yes. Chrissy. Not arguing. Not accusing. But laughing. Laughing. You really think they'll fall for it? Ciara asked, sipping from a wine glass. Girl, they already have, Chrissy smirked. Men stay messy. We just gave Em a mirror. The room erupted in laughter. Then came the words that sent the internet into a collective tailspin. Jim been slipping for years, Chrissy said. He needed a shake-up. I gave him one. Ciara added, and I needed the spotlight. We both win. Salut, it was all a setup. The pregnancy? Real. Jim as the father? Never. Jewel's involvement? Fabricated. The drama, the betrayal, the confrontations, scripted like a reality TV pilot gone rogue. And who wrote it? Chrissy and Ciara themselves. Former frenemies turned masterminds, using public expectations, gossip blogs, and the chaos of reality TV to execute the ultimate revenge performance. Not just on Jim, but on an industry that had sidelined them both. Fans couldn't believe it. But then, more proof emerged. Behind-the-scenes footage from a production assistant leaked, showing detailed mood boards, storyline sketches, and even casting notes. Episode 3, Chrissy confronts Ciara. Episode 4, DNA twist. It was all pre-planned. Executed to perfection. The anonymous tip about jewels? Planted by one of Ciara's team members. The voice note? Pre-recorded. Even the leaked hotel receipt, forged. It wasn't just a scandal. It was performance art. Jim's reaction? Priceless. He went live for the first time in weeks, eyes wide, voice trembling. So, I've been punked? By my own girl and a pop star. He stared into the screen, lost. Man, I ain't never trustin' nobody again. Jewels posted a clip from training day, mouthing, "You think you can do this to me?" with laughing emojis. Fans were quick to forgive him, because suddenly, he wasn't the villain. He was a victim of a well-orchestrated play. A pawn in a revenge game he never signed up for. Chrissy? She posted a photo of herself in a red velvet chair, one leg crossed over the other, with the caption, "Queen's Gambit." Fans went crazy. Her followers doubled overnight. People praised her for flipping the script, taking control of her narrative, and pulling off the most outrageous stunt in hip-hop relationship history. Ciara's team quickly confirmed what was now obvious. The Truth. MP4 was filmed months ago as part of a private documentary project exploring image, power, and media manipulation. Full release coming soon. But not everyone was applauding. Some fans felt betrayed. They'd emotionally invested. They'd taken sides. Cried over Chrissy's pain. Hated Jim for his supposed betrayal. Cancelled jewels. Now it was all fake. Emotions ran high. Radio hosts debated it. Twitter Spaces hosted late-night conspiracy discussions. Psychologists were invited onto morning talk shows to dissect the emotional manipulation aspect of it all. And the biggest question lingered in every fan's mind: why? Chrissy answered that in a jaw-dropping interview with a streaming platform. "For years, I was the side character in my own story," she said. The crying woman. The loyal girlfriend. The woman who waits. "I got tired of waiting. So I flipped the script. I made the tears count." She went on to explain how she and Ciara had connected during a fashion campaign shoot months prior, and both bonded over feeling used by men, by networks, by the industry. "So we created our own drama. One that made us the writers, directors, and stars." Ciara, appearing in the same interview, added, "They'll praise men for doing this in music videos, in movies. But when two women do it, suddenly it's manipulation. Nah. It's marketing. And we crushed it." And crushed it they did. Their upcoming reality series, Behind the Lie, was greenlit within days. Major networks bid on it. Endorsement. Deals poured in. The storyline wasn't just a scandal anymore, it was a movement. And Jim? He had two options: stay bitter or flip it into his own bag. Rumor has it he's already in talks for his own tell-all special. Working title? Played or Player, The Jim Jones Story. As for jewels, he dropped a freestyle on Instagram hinting at a comeback. First bar? "They dragged me through dirt, now I'm cleansed in flames, played the fall guy while they chased fame. Salut." What started as a baby bombshell scandal turned into the most outrageous, mind-blowing twist reality TV, or the internet, has ever seen. It was fake. It was real. It was revenge. It was strategy. And it changed the game forever. And just like that, what started as whispers at an Atlanta industry party spiraled into one of the most mind-blowing twists in entertainment history. Chrissy Lampkin and Ciara didn't just flip the narrative, they set fire to the whole reality TV rulebook and rewrote the playbook for revenge, redemption, and reinvention. Jim Jones thought he was caught in a scandal. Turns out, he was caught in a script. Juelz Santana went from villain to victim in the blink of an eye. And the fans? We rode every emotional wave, every gasp, every jaw drop right to the edge of disbelief. But now, with all the tea spilled and the truth laid bare, one thing's clear: nothing is what it seems in the world of fame. It's not just drama. It's a business. And these women? They played it flawlessly. So now it's your turn. What do you think? Was this all an empowering move by two women reclaiming their story, or was it emotional manipulation taken too far? Do you feel betrayed, or inspired? And will you be watching Behind the Lie when it drops? Drop your thoughts in the comments, we want to hear everything. Was Jim really the victim, or did he deserve the wake-up call? Should Chrissy take him back now that the truth's out? And is Juelz owed an apology? Don't forget to like this video if your jaw hit the floor at least once, hit subscribe if you live for this kind of wild, unfiltered drama, and turn on those notifications, because trust, stories like this? They don't just happen once. They evolved. Thanks for watching, and remember, in the world of celebrity drama, the truth is never the whole truth. Until next time, keep your tea hot and your loyalty cold.